Hello, all you hardcore boxing fans out there. How are you doing? It's Russ here from Poker's Corner, the biggest job in sport. We say the things on here that nobody dares say. That means that other YouTube channels have got no gonard. They all need press access. They're all reading off an auto cue. Isn't that right, Danny Flexham? You licker trying to get your press pass back. Sending crying text messages to Queensbury. Oh my God. How the mighty have fallen. Cougs, smarten up your game. You'll be next. I want to give a big shout out to Pokers International, our YouTube channel, or our sister channel. Thanks to everybody for liking and subscribing on there and leaving a comment. Right. It's been brought to my attention this morning. Right. Ooh. 2 seconds. Let me just suss out how I can get my picture up on screen so I can show you all how good looking I am in my dreams. There you go. It's been brought to my attention this morning that Ben Davidson, oh, boxer-sized Ben, you're on your way out, kid. Hey, you're on your way out with Big Meech. You know, it's tough at the top, isn't it, Ben? There's always a fall guy, and I always side with the trainer, really, because whenever a fighter loses, first they're angry, then they're upset, and then they look for somebody to blame. You're going to be a fall guy. That's what I've been told this morning. So it's not really good, is it, for you? Because I believe that you and Lee Wiley and Barry Smith have put your heart and soul into getting Big Meech, you know, in good condition and blah, blah, blah. But looking at it from outside, he were like a lamb to slaughter, wasn't he, really? He were walking to the gallows. Well, that, to me, isn't the trainer's fault. It's the fighter's fault, mentally. I don't think he's ever really recovered since Ruiz done him in. No. I think he were on the slide after Vladimir exposed him. I mean, a man 42-year-old who's been 18 months on settee, in a life and death knocking you about. I think that was tipping point in his career, really. That was 7.5 years ago. And I think since then, they've had to wrap him in cotton wool. Now, we all remember Deontay Wilder was flown over, put up in a nice hotel and paid a fee and flown over first class. And he was fighting the winner of Vladimir Joshua. That were Eddie Hearn's words, or Eddie Hills, you know, that 6-0 Iceman from Billericay. 4 by way of. It didn't happen, did it? Wilder were undefeated then. The fight didn't happen. They couldn't after Fury. He were undefeated. That were a done deal, wasn't it? Tyson Fury said it was done. Everybody said it was a done deal. Eddie Hills said it was done. Wasn't done. They were talking and fighting Joe Joyce when he was undefeated. Never happened, did it? Luis Ortiz was undefeated. He was WBA #1 ranked and the WBA interim champion. Surely that'd be happening. No, they went for Vladimir instead, didn't they? They could have had that Ortiz fight for WBA proper belt, the IBO, and Joshua's IBF. But no, they went for Vladimir, an old man who were retired. So it is what it is. But Ben Davison, you'll be collecting your cards any day now. So, and I think that's a sad indictment on boxing. And it's not the only casualty that we're going to hear about in the next couple of days. You know, my spider sense is tingling. As Richard Riakporte left Angel Hernandez to go to Billy Nelson at Scotland. Little Billy. I don't mind Little Billy. He did fantastic for Ricky Burns, didn't he? He's done fantastic for Martin Bacoli. Whew. I don't think Big Meech, Anthony Joshua will be mentioning him, will he? No. They're going to activate that rematch and have another bite at the World Championship. They'll have a different game plan, but Ben Davison won't be involved. Because if he were, Joshua would be thinking, and I got beat, and if I had Ben and I lost, they'd be saying I should have changed him. So Ben's gone. He's up the road. Ben won't have a problem with that. He'll get paid for work he's done. He won't be on 10%, but they would have got paid. Ben's financially secure now, but no, it's all over. Boxer size Ben and Big Meat. So who is going to be the trainer for Anthony Joshua? The smart money's on Tony Sims, tried and tested. Eddie Earns, head coach for his gym Matchroom, so it'll be the Sims mob. Yeah, they'll be brought back into focus. They haven't really got anybody, have they, at the moment, the Sims lot. So, which, you know, we're going to see, aren't we? It won't be McCracken. There's too many bridges been burnt. But getting back to Richard Rapporte, he was all right when he were Angel and Anders when he were winning. I mean, he's just been beat. Now trainers down the road, isn't it? Fighters are ruthless, aren't they? Ruthless. That's why managers are ruthless and promoters. But I think fighters are even more ruthless. When you get beat, you win together, you lose together. Carl Froch get rid of Andre Ward. Robert McCracken when he lost to Andre Ward. No, he didn't. He went again, didn't he? He dusted himself down, picked his son up, wanted the Ward rematch, couldn't get it, and he went again. And that's what you do. And he paid Robert McCracken 10% from his first fight and his debut to his last fight with Grovesley Boy at Wembley. Obviously, his first fight, McCracken wouldn't have been getting much, would he? You know, he'd have been lucky to get, 500 quid. On his last fight, he got a king's ransom, enough to set you up for life. So that's loyalty for you. That's why Carl's channel has done well, because he can come out and speak as a British champion outright, an Hall of Famer, MBE, and a 4-time world champion, and got 12 world title fights he were involved in, and throughout his career he's got double-digit elite wins. So people are going to believe him, because why would he need to tell whoppers? He don't need to have a job in the boxing media, does he? With poke he's got. So that's why his channel's fastest rising channel. If you go look, it's averaging 113,000 the video. 113,000 views a video. IFL average 28. I average 3,000. I'm small fry, aren't I? I'm a thorn in a few people's sides. So I'm happy with that. Anything more than that, I don't think I can handle. I can't handle this. I can't handle this at best of times. But hey ho. I like Billy Nelson though, and I hope that little Billy moves on and does great things. I'd like to see little Billy get his moment in the sun with Macaulay. I think he's avoided, a bit like Louis Ortiz were avoided. I think Macaulay's avoided, and he also talks a bit of sense. And plus, I like him. And Peter Fury always says to me, he's a good guy. In Billy Nelson, he's a good guy, and I know that Joe G always bigs him up. He's like one of them old schoolers that have been around years and that, and they just tell it straight. They're not involved in all that kissing arsehole and stuff like that. A lot of these trainers nowadays, they feel like they have to kiss arse, don't they really? And to stay in the mix and get themselves out there. And I like trainers that stay in background, because it's not about the trainer, is it? We have enough with promoters sticking the spoke in because they've got to sell the show. So I can understand that to a certain degree. What I can't abide by, trainers hogging the limelight. It's the fighters that need the limelight, and obviously the promoters, because they've got to sell the shows. But it is what it is. So okie dokie. So thanks for liking and subscribing and leaving a comment. Before we go, I've heard a certain Doncaster boxing promoter. I've heard he's going on trial in February. Ooh, and he could be getting a big sentence. So my advice is this. Don't get padded up with purple ackee. Hey, you reap what you sow when you mess about with that kind of stuff. You reap what you sow. You get your fingers burnt, don't you? So be smart. Get in, get a few quid, get out, and don't tell anybody your business. Don't be driving around in fancy cars and all that carry on. You do that afterwards. All right. So I'll send you a postal order in, kid. Pop, pop, bang. One peace out. Thanks for liking and subscribing, leaving a comment. Max, give me a ring when you're 18 stone. Stop texting me, Max, about boxing last night. I said, only text me when you're 18 stone. I'm only joking, Max. We'll have you back on channel this week, all right? So, go on, booyaka. Oh, the only thing I know. Time we having dinner. Turn off.